to make students more independent and academically better. And this all evolved from an understanding of my experience basically from the past 3 years. So, Abhi should talk about the model. I'll just quickly tell you the story how we began initially. So, when I was in the first year, I started working with Avanti Fellows, and second year I was a manager for their Pondicherry chapter, where I worked with more than 50 students to prepare them for the competitive exams. Now, the surrounding there is that mentorship plays a very important role for them, and they are kids from economic backgrounds who didn't have access to quite good things, and they are living in a school which doesn't necessarily support the competitive exam. So it's a Tamil Nadu based structure, and all of their kids are from North India. So you can understand the difference, right? The food and everything else. So we act as their mentors. We are assigned personal mentees, and that's how I have this understanding of education as to how learning impacts students. And when I was a manager, I worked with some of the strategies where, as just 2 year senior students, we tried to create a sense of learning in them, try to motivate them as well. And from that sense, we had quite good results when they had their exams from the academic perspective. And that's when I got this idea that if we can do this in a college basis, why not try to do this in schools? And that's when I came up with the model of Involve, where what we do is that we train the students of 8th to 11th standard to teach and mentor their juniors from 4th to 9th standard. And initially, when we were quite excited about all this thing, we thought that we would create a classroom without teachers and sort of things. And we were really very, very excited about this. But then we realized in the longer run that if you want to sustain this, and if you want to really create the value that you're trying to create, teachers' influence play a very important role. So the current model that we are working in is that we have decided on a teacher, educator. The senior student is called educator, and the junior students are called learner. So we have decided on an educator-learner ratio of 1:8 or 1:10, whichever is possible in the school. And we partner with low-income private schools, the affordable private schools. That they are more than 40% of the schools in India are affordable private schools. I would have shown the PPT, but then I realized that it's the environment that we built as of now, the PPT won't make much sense. So that's where we visit the schools and try to impact the students. How we do it is that for every 2 to 3 classrooms, we assign a person called creative, who is the normal teacher of the same school. But what we do is that, in general, the teaching part, we have divided into 2 things, which is one, content delivery, I'm very sorry, and classroom management. This part is completely done by the educator, who is the senior student, and this part is taken care by the school teachers. Now, going to the context of an affordable private school, most of the teachers come from a background where, most of the times, not always, they couldn't find a really good job, and they just come into school teaching. So they are not really trained on how they should handle a classroom. They just come and they have some content. Most of the time they know the content, obviously. But this classroom management stuff they're not very aware of. Like why the particular kid is not able to understand something, behavior management, anger management, psychology, and all those things. How to make a class creative, what is the lesson plan, they're not aware of all these things. So what we're trying to do is that when these are the students who are involved in the content delivery process, we train them on all these things and give them a third eye view of their own classroom, so that they are able to understand what is going on with the kids who are learning. And once they have this understanding along with our training, we work with them to implement the same strategies in their own normal classrooms. I'm really hoping that with the kind of experience that you guys are having, probably some of you will help us in this, some of you will help us draft our training programs or something like that. Help us in this, because sometimes what happens is we also hit a roadblock and we don't know where to go. The only problem with the corporation schools that we have, like that you're thinking, of course some of the corporation schools may be very good, is that for our model to work, we need some educators who can really teach, who at least have some academic understanding of their own subject. Unless we have that, it becomes very difficult to implement this model in the classroom. So if there are any corporation schools where there are good educators in the senior standard, where they have their understanding of their own subject, well and good, it can be implemented well. So when he was talking about the for-profit model, we are trying to make it sustainable. Kind of charging every student so as we are able to meet our costs. Not yet making profits, but we are trying to break even. What it works is that for all the stakeholders that we engage, we give rewards and like monetary incentives as well. So obviously there are a lot of non-monetary incentives, but that cannot keep them going for a long time. So first what we do is that we sign up for a 3 months program, because in like the Tamil Nadu school there is a Samachar curriculum where 4 months semester goes on. So we sign up for one semester only, term only, and we say that for that particular term, every classroom that you will take, you will be assigned some monetary points, and at the end of that 3 month session when you are with us, we reward that with a scholarship, something of that sort, from which you can buy anything that you want. Like anything co-curricular you want to go in, drama or theatre or singing, dancing, books, anything you want to buy, you can buy with the consent of the parents. So this is the kind of self-accomplishment that the educators have from this. Teachers also, we know that these teachers are not very much paid from these affordable private schools. When we did the survey, most of them are paid, like the freshers are paid 3,000 to 5,000 rupees per month, which is very less compared to like the time they are putting. The experienced teachers are getting around 10,000 or something. So what we thought of was that even if for staying 6 hours a week maximum for our classes, if we can give them incentives from 1,000 to 1,500 a month, that would be a good incentive for them to work with us as well, and they would be willing to give the time in a good manner. So this is where our costs are. Apart from that, as you can see, since we are using the students to teach, there is no such cost of a teacher, and we just try to meet our costs as well. Sometimes they were like, is necessary, and that's how we plan to sustain ourselves.